Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Let's Build Newcrest. Today we're doing a very special build. This is the house for the weights, and this is actually based on a house in my hometown. So I was really excited to be able to do this. The thing I liked about this house in particular was that it had some Polynesian influences. And if you've read anything about Newcrest, you know that, not Newcrest, gosh, Innsmouth. Anything that's Shadow over Innsmouth, there's, the Waits are one of the families from Innsmouth. And, yeah, so Polynesian artifacts kind of play an important role in that. So, I really love all the scroll work and that sort of thing on the roof and things like that. Now, this video I've had to make today instead of yesterday, which kind of explains the lack of the video, because I had originally planned this for being today, but somebody, TBH Gaming, I've partnered up with her and we're doing a Let's Build of the Nancy Drew place. One of the Nancy Drew things, the Curse of Blackmore Manor, sorry. This is my second time doing this and I'm kind of all, Is there a time when I'm not? Is there a time when I do think clearly? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so we're doing a build of that, and that kind of things got flipped around, and I wasn't expecting that first video to come out today, but a day earlier, so needless to say, I'm still really excited. I'm waiting for it, for this one to be finished, and I'll watch this while this episode is rendering. I render these things in 2 stages. So yeah. Now that wasn't a really painful, really painful rambling sort of thing. I'm just trying to pull myself closer to the microphone. Anyway, I really liked the roof pieces. I ended up switching from this nice light-colored blue to a more black and white palette, just to kind of fit in with the whole neighborhood and everything else. I've got a spooky theme to uphold. The only reason why I didn't get there were several. I didn't really spend any time on landscaping for this house just because I was kind of tired and this was taking longer than I expected it to. So, not much in the way of the yard. But that's okay. That is okay. It's still some of the same colors, so things should be alright. Not every building is going to have amazing groundscaping, but it helps with curb appeal and things like that, and drawing you into the world and showing you the bits of vegetation that maybe it kind of creates the illusion that this neighborhood is dying in places and there's evil slowly seeping in through the cracks. So, yeah. I really love this house. Is that all you can say? The bee, you'll hear a lot about the bee in tomorrow's video, but long story short, there was a bee that attacked me in the kitchen, and it didn't really attack me, it just kind of flew out of a box, and so I ran away, and like the little baby that I am. And yeah, so Mom sprayed that hornet's nest today So they should be dying pretty soon, and soon we'll be able to get rid of that nest after you wait a day. So there will be no more bees, hopefully, but they always get really active in September up here. And some years are much worse than others. I don't know why they've been so bad this year. So yeah, I think this is one of the favorite house exteriors I've done. I think the more that I learn about Victorian architecture and the more that I try to base houses off of real buildings, I think the better they look. I know that's not exactly being super creative, but I don't know. Gives this really nice charm to it. Also, yesterday I posted on my blog thingy, my little thread on the Sims forums, what happened at the first ever town meeting. Not the first ever, but what happened at a late night Wednesday town meeting at the church. And it was really fun to get all of the Sims I had created, and even some of those coming up that were that are townies that I've given makeovers to. It was really exciting to see them all in one place and just talking, and I was kind of amazed that two of my favorite Sims got together and started talking, and they really seemed to like each other, and that was Cicero and Asanoth. So, and you guys saw her last time. I don't know why I like her, I just like those eyes. What can I say? I think the eyes of people have been like super important so far in this little series thing, whatever you call it. I know she kind of looks like a raccoon with all those circles around there, but I don't know, I think this town is full of people who aren't exactly normal, kind of just, again, violating my own rules. But, you know, I like it. I like weird Sims. I like Sims with weird stories. And Sims with a kind of cartoony type evil that you can kind of laugh at a little bit. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure that staircase fits where I want it to fit, which is upstairs in a little room up there. And that became Asanoth's room. So I also recommend looking at that little link below to the Sims forums, just so you can get some of the stories that I forget to tell about to you guys in here, or if you're even interested in that thing. If you're not, you do you. I'm probably not the best writer, well, I know I'm not the best writer. I don't know that anybody's ever said that. But I enjoy making up stories for them, nonetheless. I spend about half my time on that forum there, just, you know, trying to say, look at this, please read, please read, please read, please read, please read. I try to work it in there, and it kind of feels a bit scummy, but that's the only way I can think of to try to get people interested, and I hope that someday enough people will take a chance on it and take a look. Maybe somebody else will catch my enthusiasm for this project that I have. I really hope so. I know it's probably such like a small, tiny sliver of the population that's interested in the same things that I'm interested in, like Sims and supernatural goings-ons, with an emphasis on the scary stuff, but yeah. I try. Oh, speaking of scary stuff and spooky stuff, I think I've already mentioned it, but it bears repeating, because I have the memory of a goldfish, that I'm doing a collaboration with TBH Gaming on Nancy Drew and the Curse of Blackmore Manor. This time I'm more coherent in articulating this. That's cool. So we're building Blackmore Manor together, and she's already got the first part up, like I said before. I'm so looking forward to seeing that video, and I know it's gonna be good. Seeing her video, and I've got to wait until after this is done. But I've already left a comment and liked it, just because, I mean, I kind of know what it's gonna look like in the end, but it's still a fun thing to watch somebody else's creative process, you know? It's also a really good thing to just, really nice thing to just watch something like this when you're about to fall asleep. That's, I usually like watching things like this, or city skylines, something like that when I'm about to go to sleep, because usually it's not too intense. It's interesting enough to hold my attention for a little bit, see how things kind of build up. But it's not so interesting that I just can't sleep and I stay up for hours later than I intend to. So it's a nice balance. You need kind of that right mix to fall asleep, I find. I find it helps me. I'm kind of impressed that I was able to fit everything that I could fit in here, or as many things. There's a bookshelf, a bed, we've got a dresser. I mean, I really worked this little space. But that's the thing, though, that's one of the things that I spend the most time on, besides, you know, the exterior and the windows and getting the general shape of the house right, is trying to utilize the space in a way that doesn't feel claustrophobic. I probably don't succeed on all counts, but I probably go overboard a lot, just because I don't like seeing empty corners or big empty spaces. It just, like, there is something there. Sometimes it's hard to think of what all you need to do. I do a quick makeover of this guy. He becomes our little maid. And this one is based off of the maid in the original Sims game, Brigitte, the French maid. So I had some fun with this. Her name's Bridget Featherdust. Probably didn't spell that right. I'm sorry. It's always difficult though, because like the way we spell Bridget here in America is, I think it's Yeah, like BRIDGET or something like that. But to be extra Frenchy, it's spelled BRIGITTE. No D. So it kind of confuses me and I forget which spelling works. I just did this. And gosh, I was thinking about how it's annoying when people misspell your name. Oh gosh, that's so annoying. So I end up spelling poor Brigitte's name. It's Brigitte now. I'm sorry. I don't encounter that name very often. Probably laugh way too much. Like, I know I often joke that I'm like a little crazy person, but sometimes I think I probably laugh too much. Why it's so funny? I don't know. It's probably because I feel kind of awkward. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Yes, I'm trying to see if Brigitte is actually the person who is the maid. She's not. And I'm making sure the tags are set up correctly, and I really like this screenshot there. It's awesome enough. You know what she's studying? She hopes to go to Smithsonian University. She was just accepted there. You know what she wants to study, though? She wants to study metaphysical science. And let me see if I remember the way I put this correctly. Sanguivore physiology. Sanguivore physiology. She's reading this. I might not get the characters from fiction and other things exactly right, because, you know, poetic license, but I enjoy just having little nods to the fiction there, here and there, and then doing whatever the heck I want to on my own. So the second part of this video is it's not there yet. You'll see it when it goes out to the loading screen and then it comes back in. You'll see that I start to do the kitchen. Right now I'm putting in some fireplaces right about where the chimneys are, because I wanted to make sure that, unlike last time where the chimneys just were for decoration on top, that these ones actually look like they function. I ended up removing one of them in the room that's like right in front of the stairs, and keep both of them in the room that's behind the stairs right there. But yeah, they pretty much stay where they are on the roof, which is good, because yeah, that was important. I spent a lot of time just getting this little thing right. Like, how do I make these fireplaces look functional? I kind of liked the idea of having a brick wall there, because maybe it would look kind of like a chimney. I'm not sure if it did, but it made me feel better. And yep, the room over there that, yeah, this room that just gets totally remodeled later on. It turns into a dining room, so it works out for the best. And it probably ended up too lightly colored, whereas this one was like really dark. But overall, I think I'm pretty pleased with it. Excuse me, I'm going to get another sip of, this time it's Dr. Pepper. Diet Dr. Pepper. Like the little sweet on a tiny horse, Dr. Pepper. probably talk way too much in these. So a lot of times with this, I mean, I've tried to do the scripted thing where I write down beforehand what I want to say, and that ends up feeling doesn't feel quite right. It doesn't feel how I want this type of thing to feel. I want this to be a very relaxing sort of thing that is only just interesting enough where you can like watch it and fall asleep. You don't get bored when you watch it, but you just but you can kind of zone out, look at what's happening on screen, just build and grow, and just kind of drift off, because that's what I like to do, especially with things like City Skylines. Oh gosh, I love watching those. Those are perfect when you're trying to sleep. I really enjoy them. I don't know why. So yep, going in again. This was done this morning, and yeah, sometimes I feel like I go off on tangents, and there's a bit of that in tomorrow's video because I go off on just start talking about dog training. Oh. God, you sound like such a crybaby or something in there. It's already recorded. It's already compiled. It's done. It is okay. Yeah, sometimes I open my mouth too much and then I go off on a rant. And I don't like going off on rants. Oh, it wasn't really a rant. Well, yesterday was a really ranty type of day because of the whole bee thing, and the bee thing really scared me. So this part was spent making a kitchen, and this was done with the help of Google image search. Thank you, Google. And this one I followed references that reference. They had a, picture of a Victorian kitchen. And what they had was like this little alcove, this little depression sort of thing where like the stove was sort of sunk into. So it wasn't exactly like this, but it was a lot of brick, a lot of the stove part, and it had this table in the center, and there weren't necessarily counters, a lot of counters in there per se, but there were quite a few little things. The one problem with this is that it was very narrow, and it was hard to just position the camera correctly so I could get in and yet look at what I was doing. So putting the pots in there took several tries because there were a lot of pots and pans hanging up around the place. And yeah. So my poor Sims, they probably won't be able to use this kitchen very much because apparently they don't know how to use archways and they're scared of them. Yeah, this section acts like a giant fireplace sort of thing. And I like how it corresponds to the roof chimney. Sims, I wish they could walk through places easier. That's annoying when they can't do that. It's like, but come on, it's not that bad. You can do it. I really like how this kitchen turned out. The more I use reference materials, the better I am at making kitchens that make sense. Before I really got into building and stuff, I used to think, well, reference stuff, what? reference stuff. Especially, I don't know if you guys ever seen Silverette's builds of things in Planet Coaster, but he always does reference stuff, and like, why are you doing that? Why don't you just make stuff yourself? And while it might not be the most creative type of thing, you kind of get an understanding of the place that you wouldn't normally have. So I think it kind of helps you in future endeavors by being exposed to lots of different types of buildings and things like that. I think it's really helped me because instead of just building things that look like boxes, they're starting to look more and more like homes, and that's really cool. I never thought I would be anywhere near this level of doing stuff. Not that I'm all that good, because honestly, I've got a lot to learn. But things look way better than they did when I first started, when I did that first little house, when I was 10. I really like the little china cabinet above there. There's the sink, of course, so you can put your little dishes there. I kind of struggled with filling up everything in here, but I figured something could go right there. I don't know. I used a lot of things from the debug menu. If you guys didn't know, what you type in is bb dots show hidden objects. It's all one word, no spaces, and hidden objects, obviously plural. And that will allow you to see these different things. And I use these mason jar things again for the ceiling light. They have simoleons on them. They have like a raised simoleon on them. I never noticed that before. There's the doorway, and the room behind there became the bedroom for Ephraim. So that's where he sleeps. There's a lot of really tiny spots in this house, and it is really cramped where I could have utilized some of the other rooms, but I don't know why I didn't think to do that. Maybe there's just some room to grow, if that ever happens. I think small rooms are much easier to decorate. Not that every single spot has to be completely full, but it is. It's usually better that I've found to do a bit too much than not enough, and it's kind of like the thing with acting. Like I took some acting lessons, so the thing our teacher would always say, try to turn it up. And people think they're doing too much. They're always afraid of thinking they're doing too much, but they're not actually. They're usually like way under doing it. So a lot of times people can do more, and that's kind of how it is with building stuff. I really like the color scheme in here, but if you'll just notice, this is just a variation of a primary color scheme. There's pinks and blues and yellows. It's just a muted form of that, but it still looks really nice. Here I'm putting down some little bed. I'm trying to figure out what would work best in this little room. And lost my train of thought there. Oh yes, you'll notice the new bed. There's a new bed that we got with the update. Thanks, EA. Actually giving us free stuff. Once in a while, EA does something nice. And for that, EA deserves a pat on the head. But yeah, I added a little fireplace, and this room became maybe a little bit too full, but I don't know. Just trying to figure out what sort of things do I put on the walls, what do I put here and there, and I think this room is what ended up costing me most of the money. Well, that and everything else. So yeah, I got down pretty low because of all the little details I was adding. I find that especially for big houses, mother load only goes so far, and I ended this build with 900 simoleons, where I had started out with upwards of 40,000, so hey, it's just like real life. Except it would be even more expensive. Anyway, this video is also kind of long. I don't know if you guys like long videos or if you prefer shorter videos. I don't really mind producing either. Longer videos just mean I play with this a bit more. And tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm going to be doing another live stream like I always do. Thursdays at 5 p.m. So if any of you guys would like to drop by, I highly would appreciate that. Last time it was a small stream, but it was a fun stream. It was Sunday actually, and it was a good time. I usually don't stream for very long. I should probably work on building up my stamina in that regard, or picking a different time. But I don't know. Some things are just a bit difficult. And I just realized, speaking of streams, one of my favorite streamers is probably live right now. And that's okay. There's always VODs. All you need are VODs. VODs are all you need. It's like, okay, how do I do this? Oblong bathrooms are always really weird. So I made it the one room into 2 rooms because it was easier for my brain to digest. Just spent so much time trying to figure out how am I gonna put things in this really narrow space here. Well, let's turn it into 2 less narrow spaces. Because if you look at most houses, most houses I've been in, but I think the bathroom would be a little bit wider than that, or it would be very square. Yeah, a lot of bathrooms are pretty square in design. Most rooms are too. Anyway, I thought, what am I going to put on this wall over here? And then I decided on that light green little thing. The rest of this house kind of looks like a dungeon. I don't know what to put in those spots. And I was running low on household funds, and I didn't want to... Yeah, I'm about done here. Just gonna put these windows in, and that'll be that. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching again, and for putting up with my rambly, rancy, ornery self. I'll catch you guys later. Bye! Look at that house. No rose bushes, too expensive.